Hey everybody, this is Phil Kohler here with Polygon. I'm being joined today by three very special guests. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, this is William Cook, lead designer.
I'm James Karras, senior producer.
And I'm Peter Jew, executive producer.
And we are looking at Atlas Reactor, your new competitive multiplayer simultaneous turn-based. What is this? This is weird. This is a very unique product, and I wanted to give you guys a chance to actually show the game off. So we're in a live multiplayer game right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We like to call it a team tactics game with simultaneous turns, and we'll explain exactly what that means. But Pete's going to be driving for us, and he's on character select.
Yeah.
So this is the executive producer playing. So you get to judge him.
You'll see how terrible I am. Actually, I'm not terrible. Only sometimes. But
so you're starting off a match here by choosing a hero, sort of like you do in a say a League of Legends or a Dota, that type of game.
Yep. And I generally like to be very aggressive. And so I like aggressive characters. So
with a large
exactly.
Lion Man.
Yeah. He's a pangolin?
There were artistic inspirations, but Rask is our resident monster.
Sure.
And he excels at sort of charging into the enemy and disrupting and tossing smaller characters around.
Yeah. And I think it's a good comp. So we have kind of Tracker here who kind of can deal damage and help out from very far distances, sniper as well. And actually, Lockwood is also kind of cagey.
So you're going to be all alone up front, and hopefully your team of damage dealers will finish off whoever you target.
And on the opposing team, we have Balmonk, tanky character.
So you got Asana and Aurora, so that's a tank and a support right there.
And then we have Pup and Zuki.
Which a little bit of melee damage and range damage respectively. So they have a very balanced comp, but you have a very aggressive comp.
Yeah. So
you're going to have to choose, Pete, whether to sort of protect your ranged allies or just run in and cause a mess.
I think we all know what I'm going to do. Also, I'm picking my mods.
Right. So mods allow you to customize your abilities.
Sure.
And the power of a mod mods can be more or less expensive, right? And you have right now he has 5 equip points to play with.
Right.
Sure.
So you can have 5 points kind of customized up to the 5 points. Right now I'm equipping extra damage for my outer ring of my basic attack. I unequip stuff for Upheaval and Pain Train because
they're just great on their own. They don't really need any modifications.
I'm changing my heal over time regen ability to a quick hit mend.
Interesting. Okay.
And I'm not taking a mod on my ult because I think my ult is
great.
great.
You have a mod, so like
I do. Oh, I'm taking the base mod on my ult, so I haven't.
Okay. Just a little bit extra damage.
Yeah.
All right.
So. Cool. All right. So
let's ready up.
Yeah, let's jump on in and see how this works because I think a lot of people have heard of this are
Want to change your skin or your catalyst or anything?
Yeah, I don't think he has any. Oh, he does have skins. All right, I'll change to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's a tint. That's we have skins, which will be more of a transformation, and tints are available on all of the skins, including the base one, to allow you to match your team or pick your look.
Sure. And are those going to be things that you purchase, or are those going to be unlocked, or is it both?
A little bit of both. TBD.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of cool skins, so we still got, which is the best part, right? We got a ton of these things.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to get in because I think a lot of people who've maybe heard about this game, read about this game, are interested in it, but curious how it works. How does a turn-based competitive game work?
Well, we're on the clock, right here.
Yeah.
So we're in decision phase right now. So you can see some white lines pulsing out. Those are where our allies are thinking about moving. And you can see the 2 movement ranges that Pete has. You saw a dotted blue line and a solid blue line. That's a sort of a ability and walk range. And then the solid outer line is the sprint range if you don't do ability.
And it looks like it's essentially giving you about 30 seconds to decide. Is that right?
Yeah, right now we set this match up for 30 seconds. Obviously, if you're playing by yourself against bots, you don't have to have a timer. The timer's there to keep the multiplayer fast and fun.
All
right, opening plays.
So I made a very aggressive opening play, which is the center, and Zuki on the other side kind of figured I would do that. So she put in kind of a delayed damage AoE.
So this missile she shot on the previous turn, and it's actually going to land on this turn. So you can see where it's going to land right now.
Sure.
So you need to get out of there before it lands. And in order to do that, he has to use a dash ability, which is it's going to have a cooldown. So he's using a cooldown ability to get out of there quickly.
Yeah, and what you're seeing right now is this is the decision phase, and it's where everybody on the map is figuring out what they're going to do at the same time.
2 dashes
and then
right there.
action plays out right now in what we call resolution.
So we just saw our dash phase. Now we have the blast phase. You can see it flipping above the ability bar there.
And the phases are determined by the actual, or like the way that the players can tell what phase it's going to be in is the color under the ability. Is that correct?
Right. You can also see it in the tooltip when you mouse over.
Sure. So if you're looking at the ability on the bottom of the screen, something in the red phase, or something red is going to be in the blast phase.
Which is the last of the 3 combat phases. The 3 phases are prep, dash, and blast.
Got it.
So in this decision phase, we managed to jump and dodge 1 missile, only to land in the damage field of created by the colonizer there.
But I'm tanky, so it's all right.
Yeah, and now
So you're gonna take that damage.
So it looks like he's actually going to use his primary attack, which you see has actually 2 different targeters on it. It's sort of an inner field and outer field.
Sure.
And then he's actually right-clicking on Aurora rather than moving to a location, and that says he's going to follow her. So wherever she's going to go, he's going to move later and follow her. All right, she's using a prep ability, which allows her to debuff enemies. Oh, we have a little body block there. A little surprise. We had an invisible pup in the way of that shot.
I think one of the things that's really cool about this, too, is just how fast it's moving. Like, people hear turn-based game and they're thinking slower, but everything's moving really quick, and even when stuff plays out, it's playing out really fast.
Yeah, and sort of the logic of how it plays out can throw people. So we want to call out that even though you're seeing things that kind of look like they're happening sequentially, the results, the logic of it is all simultaneous. So
Sure.
Within a phase, everything is simultaneous, but prep stuff goes before the dash stuff, and dash stuff goes before the blast stuff.
Sure.
So preps, you're going to set a trap. Dash, you're going to dodge out of the way of a blast ability. Maybe run over that trap in the process.
Got it.
All right, so we just had a dash. Now we're in blast phase.
They just
They just whiffed.
Whiffed,
Yeah, the cool thing with the dodges is someone dashes out of the way. People in blast phase will miss their attacks. So
and it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. There's a whole lot of guessing, right? It's all about like, oh well, I'm trying to figure out what my opponent's going to do. Are they going to dash and make my decision?
There's almost a
that way.
psychological level to determining this.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are some guesses you can make as the possibility set narrows down. For instance, we now know that Pup just used his dash, which means it's on cooldown, and he used it to charge our sniper friend. So we know that we can now level and attack against him, and unless he uses his one time per match get out of jail free card called a catalyst, he's not going to be able to get out of there.
Yeah, this would be interesting.
Oh, okay. Ooh, shield himself. There's a lot of stuff going on.
That's a lot of prep. So that was a dash. We moved in the dash phase. Now we're in blast phase.
3, 2, 1, fire!
Nice.
So you'll see the phases flow together seamlessly, and this is to keep the action really riveting to watch, especially the more you understand the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting, Pete, is I think on this next turn, sort of walk us through what you're thinking when you make your decision, because this is going to be very interesting what you do.
All right, so I think
So you know you can kill him. You know you have the damage to kill him.
I will kill him. So basically what I'm thinking right now is I'm going to try to kill him. My guess is he is going to flash.
Yeah, he's going to use his shift ability, which is a teleport that you can only use once per match.
Sure.
And I think he might flash towards the health, though. I think he'll probably flash here. But I'm going to go towards the health just in case he does flash near there, so that shift towards the health, so that just in case he does go there, he won't get the health. Or I'll be close enough.
All right, he
Did
did
teleport,
He
but
did teleport out of there.
he probably thought that you thought that he was going to go by the health, and so he did not.
Yeah, he
shift.
probably went somewhere else.
Yeah, he shifted away from the health, which is smart.
Well, we know he's out of your line of sight, so there's only a few places he can be because you share your allies' line of sight. So you all know what you can see as a team.
Interesting. Okay. One thing that I'm curious about as well, so I'm seeing there are 14 turns left, so this is a 20 turn total thing.
This particular match, yeah, we set for 20 turns.
And is the winner determined by the team that's gotten the most kills? Is that what's going to tell us?
That's correct. Yeah, whoever has the most kills at the end. If it's tied, then we go into overtime.
Sure.
So, but yeah. Now Pete is.
I'm going to chase Moby.
Oh, you're not going to get the health.
No.
Interesting. Okay.
Now he could have tried to predict where Moby was going to end up,
My thanks.
and I'm sorry that we should go by the character name. Zuki would end up, but he's going to take the guaranteed follow. So that means he doesn't get to go to the power.
I still might be able to.
Yeah, it could drag him over that.
Yeah, you guys are down.
Yes, I
Down
got
to
it.
zero already.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
You did catch up to Moby though.
Yeah, I did want to get your thoughts mid-game here where it seems like you guys are losing.
That is actually correct. You're very perceptive.
So one of the things about that's interesting is that they're down 0-2 right now.
Yeah.
But we did see earlier, for example, when we saw one of the characters use their shift ability, right? That's one time per match.
Yeah.
So knowing that the other team has used that is actually really beneficial. So a lot of the time you'll find yourself, you might get behind a little bit, but it's because the other team used up all their catalysts. And
Sure.
then you know, okay, cool, we can catch up late game because they're not going to have the same outs that they had before. And he's still doing really well. So.
And when you do die in the game, what is the penalty? Like, I assume you respawn after after a turn or two.
You're out for one turn, and
one
then
turn?
you get to come back in.
Cool.
Exactly.
I'm basically going to keep on chasing Zuki down. Eventually she'll dash, though.
So Zuki's got a good dash that allows her to jump over walls. It's
Okay.
a rocket jump. It'll actually do damage to anybody around her takeoff location. But it has a 6-turn cooldown, so she's got to wait for the right moment. She really needs to separate from anyone following her. And Rask is really good at following, because if he hits people with that inner circle, they actually get slowed, so they don't move as far as they think.
Yeah, she left.
Yep, there you go. And onto the hell.
But we know where she went. We know where she went. That's key.
Let's see if they chase them.
Got some of the players in here.
Stand
Taunts. So,
Tell me about taunts.
Yeah, exactly. So taunts are kind of our way to give, really let the character shine. You get, a set small amount per match that you can use, and they're specific per ability.
Sure.
And so what it allows you to do is if you think you're going to make a really smart
ult's gonna go up
move,
next turn,
you can
Pete.
throw a taunt on
Yeah.
it, and then boom, you get to see
Trying to think what I wanna do.
camera comes in on the character,
You know what?
and they
I'm
say
gonna
their
go here.
VO and do something really exciting. So it's fun. It's quick. It's fun. It really shows off our characters well, and we enjoy it.
And that's another thing to me that seems to really emphasize that idea of like if you whiff, it's
Oh,
embarrassing
man.
because if you do a taunt and then whiff,
If you do a taunt and you miss, man, everyone is giving you
Yeah.
crap for it. It's
Yeah.
great. It's great. In fact, probably one of my favorite things in the game is when someone tries to hit me, taunts, and then misses, and I'm like, what's up?
I am the
All right. This will be potentially a big round. We'll see.
Enjoy your new
So
there's
we're
another
about to
time.
hit a pretty good break point in the match. So you said we were about to hit mid game. Well, the little yellow bars underneath the health bars are actually the energy.
okay,
When energy reaches full, the ultimates are available. So he's actually next to two players. We got an Asana and a Pup there, both of which have full energy and can use their ultimates.
Should I try to knock us on the I'm just going to do damage to them.
That's just
All
the
right.
damage.
Great.
Now the thing about Rask is he can't control when his ultimate goes off. He's at 100 energy, it's going off this turn.
All right. So what I did here is I'm
How
using
did-
my critical shot catalyst to increase my damage. My ult's going to go off, which is going to do goo all over the place. And I'm also going to attack. So
excuse me, what does your ult do?
He's Sana's getting out of there with her own ultimate.
Oh, and
So this is prep. So Asana's ultimate actually allows her to jump to an ally
Okay,
and shield that ally and then crash down in the dash phase doing a bunch of damage. So you can see her allies are now shielded with that bright orange shield.
And like we talked about it being a big turn, you see all these prep abilities, so it's everyone trying to figure out
Everyone's
exactly what's gonna
blowing
go
their
on.
catalysts. They're trying to augment their ultimates or defend against it. Like Pup used a turtle shell a little bit earlier to try to defend against the damage. Okay, he uses his ultimate, which will silence anybody, scramble anybody who got hit. So next turn they can only use their primary ability.
sure thing.
Rask's ult automatically deploys, dumping plasma everywhere. But the cool thing is, sniper ult through walls, shoots through walls. It's like a railgun.
all right.
That is a mess of
That
damage
is a
right
mess
there.
of damage.
That they're all sitting in. So all that damage will tick again in the blast phase.
Sure.
But they have an opportunity to try to dodge out of there before they get to the blast phase to try to avoid taking another tick of it. So it looks like Pete's going to try to do that.
I'm flashing out.
He's
Yeah.
going to move his position and use using Fetter, which is actually a modification on the teleport. It doesn't have the range, but it roots everybody you land next to.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he missed.
He got him to miss, which is great because he used a dash ability. All right, we're in the blast phase now, so now you're seeing sort of the damage go off. Got out of the way of that. Great move, Pete.
I decide.
Another taunt.
She's a taunt on her ult.
This is her ultimate ability.
That hurt.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
with that one,
battlefield changer.
yeah, it heals allies and hurts enemies. So
And
it
goes
can
through
really,
walls.
Really change the tide of battle.
And at this point, we're not doing super hot, but you
You can do
we'll
it.
see what
You
happens.
can do it, Pete.
I believe in you.
Probably don't want to use. I guess you don't want to take the hit.
Yeah.
So one of the interesting things about Rask's entire ability kit is because he can't control his ult, it actually resets the cooldowns on all of his abilities. So you can dash into a place because you know your ultimate's going to go off that turn. So rather than it going off around the position you're at, which is normally what happens because movement happens last in the turn.
Okay, he flashed.
You can instead dash in somewhere, the ultimate deploys, and then all your cooldowns are reset so you can dash out. That was actually interrupted by Pup's scramble, which prevented him from using anything but.
Oh, that was a nice.
Yeah, that was a really nice tracker drone right there. So it's interesting. You guys are down 2-3, but
they're really low.
We've got a bunch of people really low.
And your heal got you back up. You've got that. Oh, nice. Can you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. So what that's going to do is actually knock Pup down. It's going to knock him against the wall, and he's not going to get his movement as a result. So knockbacks are very powerful crowd control abilities.
Okay.
They do happen in the blast phase, so they're slow. So if you're going to knock an opponent,
Well, I still gonna
it'll still work.
Yeah,
So this is interesting. He actually charged him, but because the ability was still aimed in the right direction, he's probably still going to hit him.
I'll give you one.
One thing that we haven't seen directly in this match, but that you guys have told me about, that I think is also interesting here as people are watching all of this play out.
Boom! So it worked out the way you thought it would.
Even if you die in a turn, you still get all of the stuff that you plan to do in that turn before you die.
So we don't call it dying. We look at it and you're going in a critical condition.
Sure.
And you'll see a little EKG thing pop up on the health bar instead of it going to 0. And that means you can still get a heal. I mean, there are abilities even in this game that can heal you during the blast phase. So even though things look like they're happening sequentially, as we said earlier, the outcome is simultaneous.
Sure.
Yeah, and what's sort of the basic way is you always get your action. If you put in an action, you get your action for that turn. So.
Right. Even if you're in critical condition, you will shoot your shot and then you'll crumple.
Jail free.
Not that I plan to ever go into critical condition at all in this game.
It's best to just avoid damage altogether, right?
Well, and we haven't seen Pete get into critical yet. He's been playing pretty well. The question is,
You got to finish somebody off though.
it's going to be really close here.
All right, you got nothing.
I got nothing.
I think they can finish you.
Use your heal catalyst.
I can use my heal catalyst.
Yeah, and then he can probably kill Pup on it.
I was going to say his
sounds
allies
good.
shooting.
I think this will be.
All right, so this is where the team play really comes in. We know that Sniper can do about 32 damage on his shot. We know that Pup can do about 30 on the bite, but he's going to heal himself when he bites you.
30 to 35.
Which means he's going to survive unless he uses a catalyst that buffs himself, which could be that little square that's on him.
Gonna be really
Oh no, he's stealthing. Okay.
So predictable.
So you can see what your allies are doing. We didn't point that out. You can see the templates.
then you charge. Oh man.
No, you still get the shot. So this is an example of the critical condition. Manhole, the Sniper, was in critical condition, but still got his shot for that turn.
So if you had your charge, you'd be able to.
I know.
You don't have your charge though. I don't know.
So I can still hit him. Oh, okay. Let's see if I'm in range. Ah, that was actually perfect because he can't bite me.
He can't bite you. He can't reach back.
And that's he doesn't have a heal now. I should just be able to kill him.
You should
That's will be
But his
amazing.
friends are nearby.
Oh, you're right.
So what are you gonna do?
I do want to warn you that it's 4 turns left and you guys are still behind a lot.
I'm
just- And I just want to really, really emphasize that the internet's watching.
Yeah. Well, we can always play another game. All right.
We always have to play 2 and mix the teams up.
Or 10, depending on
Depending on how much you win and lose.
All right. He's done.
Face
Pup's
your
done.
demise.
Pup is in fact done.
Have my
Double
eye.
done.
Shot the head off him.
And look, my charge is back up.
Now, in that case, because Pup had already finished his actions, we know that in the theatrical system. So when the final thing that would affect him hits, we can have him ragdoll.
Sure.
So we can add a little bit of fun production value that way, and we only know that because of the turn-based nature of the game.
Absolutely, that makes sense.
I don't think we'll win though.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be close. And that's one thing that was important is like keeping the game times, relatively quick.
Yeah.
Because you get a good match in and then you're like, okay, like let's do another. Like I want my rematch.
Well, again, it's something where I think people hear turn-based and they think slower, but this is actually faster than a lot of competitive games in terms of just like how quick the matches move, how quickly you're in and out.
Yeah, and that was super important. It's just, it's entertaining, it's quick, you don't have to invest like a ton of time. You're like, all right, let's go play a match.
All right.
You can even play, like, this is a relatively slow turn timer. I mean, if you want to play something that feels really tense, you can play it at 10 seconds. If you you do the first thing that comes to mind. You don't back up actions and say, oh, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to do this. In 10 seconds, you just make a play.
I love that everyone just pinged Zuki.
Yeah.
So they must think that her dash is up. Like,
Well, it's kind of we're at a kind of like make or break. Yeah.
You need to take out. You need someone to make a mistake.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
You got it.
You're all sitting in the damage field.
We already got that hit though. So all right. So she's done.
Oh, she's in critical. She's in critical. She just got a heal of 15, but she's still below the threshold.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's
she's
real
done.
nice.
Okay.
This is good though.
You guys.
All right. Okay. All right. I have my ult now.
Your ult's about to go off.
I'm gonna die though. My ult's gonna go off, and I'm gonna die this turn.
So this is going to be very interesting because we
Can you?
have...
Oh, you can knock her back through the fence.
I can, but
Is she gonna dodge?
Yeah, no,
But she wouldn't dodge because she would go through the fence.
But I can get her right.
If she's standing there.
Is she standing there?
I don't know.
Do the knockback.
All right. I'll fucking do the
Do
knockback.
the
God,
knockback.
mother. All right. Fine.
It's the last turn.
It's the last turn.
Can he pull it out? So she's shielded, which we expected.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die
Yeah,
though.
we know you're gonna die. We know you're gonna die. So you just have to go
Okay.
big.
Well. All right.
That's fine. That's more reason to do the
Evasive
shield.
maneuver.
All right.
No.
Ah,
she had
it.
She had shift out.
She had
She shifted
shift.
out.
I heard noises, so I.
Oh man.
Clever boy.
Oh, that's close. That was close.
Whiffer. Ah, she used.
just-
I should have went for Colin. I should have went for Colin.
Yeah, well, you're paralyzed anyway. You couldn't do the damage.
That was close. That was 3 to 4. It was not. It was,
That was very close. You got close to evening it out. So for people watching who might enjoy this, oh, of course they give it a 4. For people watching who might enjoy this and want to find out more, where can they find out more? When is the game going to be available for people to play?
So we're in alpha right now. So if you're interested in signing up for alpha, you can go to atlasreactor.com. Sign up for alpha. We're letting in waves of players all the time. And so that's the best way right now. And then we're going to be getting a whole bunch of feedback from our alpha players and going from there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
Cool.
Thank you.